Hey everyone! Well, we're back, and today we're doing another anti-MLM video, and for this video we will be talking about Scentsy. I had not originally planned to talk about Scentsy for my next video. I have been trying to edit down a different video that I want to react to, but my editing software is just not really doing what I want it to be doing. I got this new editing software like 4 or 5 months ago, and I'm still trying to learn how to use it, and at times it really loves to work against me, so I'm trying to edit a video down so that then I can react to it, and it'll probably make sense when I put out that video of like what I had to edit on it. But instead I decided, what's a go-to MLM that I can react to, and Scentsy is always putting stuff out all the time, always, that I can easily react to, because Scentsy has no issues being upfront and being like, yeah, you have to recruit in order to make money. And it just always kind of shocks me a little bit that they're just so upfront about it. But at the same time, I guess the transparency is a little refreshing, just a tad. Also, if I sound congested or sick, it's because I am. My lovely husband decided to be oh so kind and share his sickness with me. Very, very nice of him. So now I get to be sick, which is always just so fun. And a thing that has come with this sickness is like a brain fog sort of thing. And I will say things that don't make sense, or I'm trying to like explain something and it makes absolutely no sense, even though I do that normally. But I'm going to use it as an excuse and blame the sickness. A positive that has come out of me not being able to edit the separate video is, turning to Scentsy. Scentsy has released their 2023 income disclosure statement. So I wanted to go over that with you guys really quickly before we get into the react. Alright, so here is the 2023 income disclosure statement for Scentsy. They group people into two groups. Group 1 are people that were with Scentsy through the entire year of 2023, and Group 2 is people that were only a part of Scentsy. Either they joined, like, let's say February or May or October, or people that decided to leave in like February, May, October. So they count those people as a separate group, so people who are not in Scentsy all 12 consecutive months. So looking at Group 1, I feel like they're maybe slightly more important because they are the people who truly are going to view this as a business if they are paying into this each and every month to be a part of this. And so looking at the median annual commissions for 2023, Group 1 made $324 in a year. In 1 year, $324. I can almost guarantee that that does not even come close to the amount of money that people have to spend each month in Scentsy to keep up with this sort of business. And even looking at the average annual commissions of almost $1,200, so almost $1,200, meaning you almost made $100 each month. And again, the amount of wax melts, the amount of warmers, the amount of Scentsy buddies, the amount of laundry soap that people have to buy each month in order to keep up with the lifestyle of this business, that's $1,200, $100 a month. That's not going to cover it. And I guess like I don't typically look too much at like the maximum earnings, or I guess like the 1%. But the fact that people are making $1 million in Scentsy, and these are the people that have been in since like 2010, who have just been a part of the business for almost 15 years, just having no issues, bringing in $1 million when there's people at the bottom hoping to get there who have maybe been in for 2-3 years, and usually they'll say this takes a couple years. Well, they've reached the couple years mark, and they're lucky to be getting $100, $200 a month. They're not going to be making the $1 million unless they're really, really lucky. And this must be new on the Scentsy website. They now add their commission plan above their income disclosure statement, which I really, really like. I like how it's all in one area. So looking at their compensation plan. I call it a commission plan. I told you, sickness. Superstar Director is the most top 1% rank, and you have to hit $80,000 in group sales each month to be a part of this. And just personal retail volume, $500. You only have to sell or buy 500 points worth of product, while the entire team, the entire group, has to do 80,000. That's a lot of pressure on these downlines. Even the star director 30,000, even director needing to be 10,000, even superstar consultant being 6,000. Like, this is a lot of pressure on the downlines. And, you know, these are people that will say, we don't have any monthly quotas. Then what are these numbers? What are these numbers if not monthly quotas? And then in order to hit the rank of lead consultant, you have to have one person underneath you. In order to hit the rank of star director, you have to have at least 3 people below you. They say at least 3. It's going to be a lot more than that. And you have to have the people you've recruited also recruit in order for you to rank up. So again, how that's you doing your own business, working hard, putting in your own hours and your hard work, and all of this is on you. Yet in order to rank advance to a specific rank, you need somebody below you to recruit. Like, why should you have to depend on the people below you to recruit? It should just be what you specifically are doing. But of course, then you wouldn't get all of these monthly rewards of all of your downlines, all of the commission that you can make off of your downlines from generation to generation to generation. All right, and the video we will be reacting to has a theme, and the theme is something that I am very against when it comes to people in MLMs, and a lot of you are also against when it comes to people in MLMs, and it's people in MLMs going to vendor events and portraying themselves as a humble small business owner. I have an issue with this because Scentsy is a pretty big name and puts out pretty high quality, mass-produced products. So when you're going to have Scentsy with all of these, like, looks pretty legit packaging and products, and especially when you have the Disney stuff out there, it's going to attract more eyes and look a little more enticing, depending on the person, of course, sitting next to someone who is completely doing everything themselves. All the packaging, all the products, all the labels, all the whatever they sell is going to potentially look a little more humble compared to Scentsy, as it should. So I think that it's not fair to put this big multi-million, billion-dollar company business next to someone who's just trying to make a name for themselves, for their jelly company, for their candle company, for their jewelry company. They're just trying to get their name out in their community and be the go-to person for their local honey, or for their crochet business, or for their handmade shirts. And the amount of work and money and dedication that that person has put into, and they go to a vendor event hoping to get their name out there in the community, and they are put next to somebody who decided to pay a starter kit cost and call themselves a small business owner. It's really a slap in the face to true small business owners, and that's why I feel that MLM should not be allowed at vendor events, because they're not small business owners. They are sales reps for a multi-million, billion-dollar company. So I just don't think it's fair to portray yourself as a humble small business owner when there are true humble small business owners trying to get their name out in the community, and now they have to compete with this well-known brand. I just think that it's not fair. All right, and now that I have said everything that I've needed to say, let's get into today's reaction.
How are you guys doing on this Tuesday? So I wanted to come and share with you guys all about events, okay? To have a well-rounded business, or should I say well-rounded business peeps, they do events, okay? And so why do we do them? Good morning, Megan. How are you? So why do we do them? I'll give Facebook a second to let you know that I am here, because I just realized I came on a couple minutes early. Hold on. Hey, Leon. Let me go. All right. I don't want to wait too long because I want to get through this so I can go cook dinner. All right. So why do we do them? Okay. To increase brand recognition. Okay. To increase brand recognition. What does that mean? That means to get the name of Scentsy out into the community, because there are still lots of people who have no idea what Scentsy is, who have never heard of it. And I know that may seem still kind of crazy. It's still kind of crazy to me, considering that we've been around almost 20 years, but there are still people that have never heard of Scentsy, okay? And so events, us as consultants being present at events, helps increase that brand awareness, okay? Next, contacts galore. I mean, if you need to grow your network, events is where to do it. You are going to grow that cold market, which are the people that you do not know yet, okay? And we do them to network with other vendors. Why do you want to network with other vendors? Because when you play nice and you get to know other vendors and you become friends with them, guess what happens? They will start to share the other events that they have going on, events that they have in the next couple months, maybe the next year, and you can share the events that you have as well. And so when you build relationships with them, they're more open to share those things, okay? It gets your face and your name out into the community. And that's what you want. Just like the brand recognition, well, you want your face and your name tied to that brand, so that when people think about Scentsy, they think of you. The sales potential at events is another reason we do them, okay? The main reason you do events is brand recognition and to expand your network, but sales potential as well. If you have product on hand,
What do you mean if you have product on hand and sales potential as well? Like, I think that if you're going to a vendor event, you absolutely should have product to sell. I think if you just have a booth with no product, and especially for a company like Scentsy that's all about scents, like people are going to come and want to smell things, and so you're going to want to have the product in front of them so they know if they like it. But more than likely, you're just going there to hopefully entice a bunch of potential recruits and be like, hey, me standing out here not selling a product, doesn't this look fun? Don't you also want to do this too? Like, you're going to a vendor event. You should be going out there to sell product. Product sales should be number one, not like number 7 on your list of going to a vendor event. And I know that people, it all depends on the product, and people do go to vendor events with not an actual like product to sell. But when you do have a product to sell, when you supposedly are not just a pyramid scheme because you have products that everybody loves, then you should bring products to a vendor event.
You can sell at it. You do not have to have product in order to do events though, okay? But you do have that sales potential there to gain sales, whether you have stock or not. It's an opportunity for you to meet new people so that you can get more parties, okay? So that you can have more sponsoring conversations. So you have more people that you can introduce this opportunity to.
That's just so messed up. People are not going to a vendor event to be pitched an MLM idea to. That's just so unfair to people to, even if they're not interested, but a lot of people are very nice and they will go up and they will listen and they will stay as long as possible. And maybe even a few people will potentially, depending on how good the rep is at selling this business idea, somebody might believe the overabundance lie that the rep is telling and, invest in an MLM when they were just going there to maybe buy some local goodies from their community. It's not fair. You should not be able to go there and recruit people for your MLM. It should not be a thing. That's why I don't think vendor events should allow MLMs, because they're not actually there to sell a product. They're just there to recruit people so that they can rank advance and make money. Like, that's not fair. You should have a product to sell people.
And more people to get on your social media so that they start following you. You can follow them and they can kind of see the things that you have going on and vice versa. Okay. So where do you find these events? There are so many different ways that you can find them, and I'm going to run through a list of them. So Google, okay. Google words like fair, home show, vendor event, vendor show, market, also, if you go to Facebook and you search under events, they have like fairs and shows under there, fundraising events, like look in your local community and utilize the search bar, okay? You could probably even utilize the search bar on Facebook and say craft events, vendor events, home shows. And the good thing about Facebook search is it will pull up any events, like the actual event, to events in your local area that have those names, okay? You can also contact your churches and your schools. A lot of them will do vendor events, fall events, Christmas events, holiday events. You can check with your Chamber of Commerce. They always are putting on events as well. You do not have to always be a member in order to participate in these events, but being a member of your local chamber has many, many benefits, to include that you get first dibs if they do an event, and usually you get a little bit of a discount being a chamber member. Okay, check your community and convention centers. Community and convention centers hold events as well. Back to the networking with other vendors, see what they have going on. Job fairs, you guys. When I did my first job fair and posted about it a couple years ago, people were like, I would have never thought to set up at a job fair.
Because you shouldn't, and I think because a lot of job fairs probably ban MLMers from being able to do that, because they know that you are just trying to find young, vulnerable, not children, young, or even just people looking for a job at this fair. And that's the thing, is that you go there, and if there's an MLM, like, you are not going to go pitch yourself like you would at other job fairs. And obviously they are going to make the job seem, admirable and interesting and whatnot. But with an MLM, they're pitching the job to you. They want you to join them. They don't care who you are, versus like you would be trying to pitch yourself to these people and appear more interesting, and so your name is at the top, or so they, think to reach out to you. They will reach out to every single person who shows interest, and they're going to make you feel special and wonderful and the best, because they're pitching the job to you versus you pitching yourself to the job. So I don't think job fairs typically allow MLMs. I know that Cutco gets to a lot of job fairs, because a lot of 18-year-olds, like right out of high school, will join Cutco, because I think they appear at a lot of like high school job fairs and just a lot of college job fairs, which I don't know how they get away with that. It's always sad. And this is where like being aware is very important, and putting the name of like, oh, why do I know the name Scentsy? Like, what is it? And then you look it up, and 90% of the time, depending on the MLM, when you search the name of the MLM, it will say, is a scam, is a pyramid scheme, is an MLM. Like, so that is a good thing about the internet, is they, it shows you right then and there. But at the same time, a lot of the reps are trained on how to tell people how to avoid that. Don't look it up. Look at what we're showing you. Don't do your research on the side.
And I'm like, well, why not? Like, we have an opportunity for people to make money.
And $300 a year? That's what you want to pitch to people? $300 a year. That's not a good That's not a good opportunity. And if you're going to say, like, well, anyone can make money, it doesn't matter how small, the amount that they're investing is going to greatly be more. See, what the heck is going to be a lot more than they're ever going to bring in, especially in the first few years. Even if they are able to get a bunch of people underneath them, the amount of money that they probably had to invest in the beginning, they will be in the net negative for years before they will ever become a net positive. And the chances of them hitting the 1% of the MLM is 99 to 1. That's truly what it is.
And job fairs are usually free or very inexpensive to set up at. They usually just ask for you to have something to give away. We can make samples, right? And we can make samples very inexpensively. And so job fairs, okay, you can set up there. You can search for those in your community to see if you can set up at them. And for me personally, I always contact the event coordinator first and ask if they have a Scentsy rep. Because I do not want to do an event with another Scentsy rep there. It's a respect thing for me. Unfortunately, not everybody has those same values. And some consultants will, knowing that there's another consultant there, will still do it. That's just not me. And so if there's another Scentsy rep, I just ask the coordinator that they put me on a backup list, because you never know. Something may come up and that person may not be able to do it. They may get sick. Or down the line, that person decides that they don't want to do that event anymore. And then I'm on that backup list, hopefully. Okay. So many different ways and places to find events. When you can't find them, okay? This was my issue when I first moved to Florida. I couldn't find an event to save my life. I did all of the things, and there was always one consultant that had every single event. I mean, every last one of them, okay?
You know, if you were a true small business, even if you sold a very similar product to somebody else in your community, yours is still going to be unique and different to you. Your packaging, your products, you know, let's say if there's like 3 jewelry vendors, all of your guys' jewelry is going to be different. If there's 2 candle vendors, more than likely the jars are going to be different, the scents are going to be different. Maybe one person has wax melts while one person has like other scented items. So they're all going to be different because you, as your own independent business owner, are going to be different than everybody else around you, versus paying a starter kit cost, being able to call yourself a small business owner, independent rep, whatever the heck you want to call yourself, competing next to 3 other Scentsy people. You are not different than anyone next to you. The only thing that makes you different is you personally, but all of you sell the exact same products. Literally the exact same products. So yeah, it's going to be difficult if you don't want to be competing, which I don't know what you would be competing against because you sell the same products. I mean, I guess in the way of like marketing and depending on how comfortable you are talking to people, like you're going to want to draw people more to you than to them. But usually what they say is that it's just all about sharing the products and getting the products in people's hands. So you should be really excited and you guys could work together and split the people and whatnot, but it's not going to be like that. It's going to be, no, they'll probably take recruits from me. They'll probably, I'll really talk somebody up and get them excited about the business opportunity, and then they'll maybe go over there and sign up under her. But you should just be excited that someone's willing to join the opportunity, whether it's under you or not. But because it's not under you, you're not making the money. And I understand that you went out, you did all the hard work, let's say, of pitching the sales spiel to them, and you were really good at selling it, and then somebody else gets the sale. I understand that's annoying, but when you guys make it seem like it doesn't matter, we're just here to spread love, spread the opportunity, share the product, then that shouldn't matter.
Okay, if she wasn't doing it, her team was doing it, which technically we're not allowed to do. You can't sign up for multiple events on the same day. And pass it off to people. You can only, technically by our compliance standards, can only be signed up for one event. Okay, so But she had all of the events and all of the big events in our area and around our area. And so I could have sat in that and just said, nope, you know, she has all of them, so I'm just going to be over here and have my pity party. Or I did what a growth mindset person would do and a business boss, and I created my own events, okay? I reached out to local schools to set up vendor fundraisers. I had done plenty of vendor events before, coordinated them before, and asked if I could coordinate one for a fundraiser. There's an assisted living center right around the corner. Or, well, it was right around the corner. Now it's a little ways down the way. But I asked if I could set up a vendor event for them because they're always looking to raise funds for activities and upgrades that they want. And I've asked if I could just set up outside by myself before. I've done ladies' nights at restaurants and bars. I don't know if your local area has those types of things, but I've done wine nights. I mean, I've even set up at, when I was first here and couldn't find events, what's the Melton? Is it called the Melton Pot? The Melton Pot? They used to have ladies' nights, and I would go bring a small display. It had to fit on like one of their booth tables, and it was just a great way to get my name out there. I didn't go to those events banking on sales. I was banking on, I need my name out. I need people to know who I am, okay? And so
I so thought you were gonna say I wasn't banking on selling the product. I was banking on getting multiple recruits. That's what I thought she was gonna say.
So don't let not being able to find any keep you from doing your own. You can always create your own. You can always create one in your driveway, on your block.
It depends. Like, it depends on people's HOAs. It just depends. Like, you can't just, like, set up a lemonade stand of Scentsy and, you know, you just got your MLM pyramid scheme front right then and there, right in front of your driveway. I don't think you necessarily want to do that, nor a lot of homeowners associations would even allow that.
And ask other vendors. This is something that I used to do is I would ask 3 or 4 of my vendor friends if they wanted to come set up at my house. And so they'd just be set up in different locations in my house or in the driveway. Make it happen. Y'all know I'm a no excuse person. Just make it happen, okay? When you want something, you're gonna make it happen, okay? And then here's some miscellaneous things on events. Some events that I have ever done require you to have a business license. If you need one, it's cheap. Check your local tax office. I think they're like $30 a year, maybe a little bit more now because of inflation. You know, everything in this mama has gone up. And some will require you to have your own insurance. You can do daily insurance for events. I have found that usually it's like farmers markets that require those. I've signed up for events that said they required me to have my own insurance and business license, and then I never needed it. So just something to kind of look into. We kind of fall under a different umbrella with Scentsy, but if you absolutely have to have it, they're very inexpensive to get.
And why is it that you fall under a different umbrella? Is it because you're not actual small business owners? Is it because you're technically just a sales rep for a bigger company? I'm going to say it's probably that one. And that you're taking eyes away when you go to vendor events of people who would instead be looking at the small business owners who are trying to get their name out in the community and trying to sell their products. Yeah, I think it's also that.
Okay, but most events, especially the smaller ones, don't require them. What to bring, okay? I actually have a checklist. I need to find it. I meant to find it before this. Just something to kind of go through, a checklist to remember things like a power strip, a pen, a catalog, your tablecloths, things that are necessary for an event, okay? Is stock required? I kind of mentioned this a little bit ago, but no, you do not have to have stock to do an event, okay? But I will say, in this day and age, people are instant gratification. They want it now. They don't want to wait. They don't want to order it.
I think it also would just entice people more to your table, because like if someone were to walk by and see absolutely nothing on your table, nothing around you, like they're probably gonna just assume you're selling a service more than a good. And for the most part, when people go to vendor events, they are looking for unique goods, not a sketchy opportunity.
They want cash and carry. But I have had events where I have only had a like promotional display, and I've gotten sales. I've gotten interest. Again, your main focus at events should not be sales. It should be to grow your network, okay? But having stock does help. And so this is why I talk about having high PRV, collecting orders, following up with your customers, because then you can use all that free and half off product and build a little stockpile of things. And the things that go really quickly for me, or that people always want at events, are bars, bulbs, room sprays, and buddies. Buddies have been a huge hit. But I think that is because I moved my buddies. I used to have them at the back. Now they're at the front. So any kid that walks by is like, I gotta have it. And so then the parents stop, and then they go back and forth with this, do we buy it for them? And then they're looking at me like, damn it, why did you have to have these out in the front? It's intentional, okay? I want you to stop, and I want you to have this tug of war with yourself on whether I buy it or not for my kid, because I'm trying to sell it. So
then you are there to make sales. You are trying to entice people with sales. It's okay to say that you're there to sell a product. It's not a bad thing.
But bars and bulbs are like the biggest thing, I think, for me at events. Some do's and don'ts that I've learned along the way. Arrive on time. Okay, let's talk about the do's. Arrive on time and stay the entire time. Do not leave the event early, even if it is slow, unless the event coordinator says, you know what, it's slow, it sucks, you can go home. The reason is, again, I've done many, many events, and event coordinators will not invite you back if you left early. They pay attention. I mean, it's kind of disrespectful when you leave early, okay? So stay until it's over unless the event coordinator says you can leave early. Talk to other vendors while you're there. Be nice. I mentioned this already, but give them a little goodie bag. I do something similar to this, a little.
I mean, unless, like, what is the point of talking to other vendors? Like, they are clearly, you know, working. They clearly have their own small business. They don't want to bother their friends and family. They don't want to take business away from themselves, and they definitely don't want to join your opportunity. Like, it's nice of you to, like, give other things to other vendors as, like, a, hey, you know, let me know about other events. Like, that aspect of it is fine, but it's like, I don't understand why you would bother the other vendors. Honestly, I don't understand why you would bother anybody there if you're not necessarily planning to sell the product. Instead, you would just like people's information so that you could bother them and try and recruit them into your downline so that you can make 9%, 8%, 7%, 10%, 12% commission on all your downlines.
Smaller, and it just has like a little coupon that says $5 off a $30 purchase or more, expires at the end of this event. So they have to use it that day. They have to come over and see my booth. And that's just a little thank you to them if they want to come shop, okay? And with,
why wouldn't you pass that out to people walking by the event? Like, people who are, even though people who go to vendor events and are vendors themselves, like, obviously they will have no issue going around supporting other local vendors and getting to know people. I understand that, but, like, why wouldn't you give that sort of discount to people walking by, and then they look at it and they're like, oh, I have to, in order to use this coupon, I have to use this today. I'm going to go back to that booth so that I can, you know, see what kind of products this person has and use this $5 coupon. Why is it to vendors only?
meeting those vendors again. Ask what events they have coming up. What are their favorite ones? And then share the ones that you have with them. There may be some that you don't know about and vice versa. Befriend the event coordinator, okay? Be nice to him or her to the best of your ability. Sometimes they're very just not so nice, not so kind, attitudey. It's a lot to put on an event, so just try to be nice. Say hi to everyone that walks by. Stand up. Do not be sitting down in a chair on your phone. Ask them how they're liking the event. You know, are they having a good time?
Are you just teaching people customer service? Like, I think a lot of people know this, but I guess I appreciate just informing people about vendor etiquette.
Have a way to collect contact info. So I said my way is I have a QR code to a jot form that they fill out. It's easy. I don't have to try to decipher people's handwriting. I don't have to worry about running out of paper, like little fill these out forms. I don't have to worry about that. I don't have to waste paper. And let's see, what else? What are some other do's? Basically just have fun, okay? Interact with people. Oh, post about the event. If you're at the event, snap a selfie. Watch what's in the background. I always blur the background because it's actually out of compliance to post more than like one of each item. So to post your stuff, that's a big no-no. You can't like post a picture of your entire table. Okay, know the compliance guide. Come on, you guys.
Interesting. Is it because a lot of people have like an abundance of stock in their whole, like, you don't need to have a ton of stock in order to be successful? That's probably what it is. Because like, obviously, if you are a small business and you have your beautiful display at your vendor event, you're going to take a picture of your entire display and you're going to want to show that off and entice people with the whole display that they see on social media. Like, it's very pretty, it's very cute, and that way people can also see all of the items you have. But when it comes to an MLM, or at least specifically Scentsy, oh, take a selfie with like one wax melt in your hand. And it's like, I guess you truly are the business. The products are not the business. It is you getting out there, trying to recruit, trying to sell the products. It is truly, I guess, just you, because showing more than one product is against the rule. What a weird rule.
So I blur out the back, because if you blur like in portrait mode and just say, hey, come out and see me, I'm here, come get your, stop and shop on, and share the event. Let people know, comment in the event that is going on, and let them know that you're going to be there with all your Scentsy goodies and you'd love to meet them to stop by. Okay. I'm just going to reiterate, okay, stand up, talk to people. This makes you appear to be more approachable, and it encourages interaction between you and other people. And I know that it can be kind of awkward to stand and be out in the front and try to engage in people, but it's way more awkward for people passing by to try to approach you sitting down, okay?
I actually disagree. I think that at vendor events, people kind of expect the people selling stuff to be sitting, especially if they are there for like hours on end. Like, their stuff is what makes me approach them, not them, even though people will, of course, pull you over and ask you questions and get your attention. But like, for me, like, I've been to a decent amount of vendor events, and like, it's the stuff that entices me, and I'll walk up to people who are there, they're sitting, and they're they've created the product, and you can talk to them. I don't care that they're sitting, and maybe that's just a me thing, I don't know. But like, I'm there to look at the products and see what they have. I don't care that they're sitting. I don't care that they've enticed me. Like, I go based off of what I see and what I like, and I don't need somebody coming up to me and trying to convince me why their stuff is good. Like, their stuff should speak for itself.
So stand up, smell the scents, rearrange the things, talk to the people as they're walking by, have something to give them. I like to, like I said, I don't pass out these to anybody and everybody walking by, but I do use my scent stickers to pass out to the little kids, because again, you get the kids to stop, the parents stop. So, hey, would you like a scented sticker? And usually the kids are like, yeah, okay. And so you give them one, they smell it, oh, it smells so good. And in that time, the parents are kind of looking at my display. Oftentimes they come in, okay? And it's because I engaged with them and their little one.
No, you engaged with their children and forced them to come to you because you gave the child something free. It's not the parents stopped and talked to you and then you gave the child something. You probably have children walk by, like, do you guys want a free sticker? Kids are gonna say yes, and now the parents have no choice but to go over to you. But yeah, they will specifically, and this is of course other vendors as well, target children because the children will come over, which automatically means the parents have to come over, but it's just kind of very unfair to the parents.
Sometimes I have candy on the table, like if it's the fall or holiday, I'll put out some like peppermints or candy canes. It's hot in Florida, so I don't really do chocolate. Sometimes I do Smarties. It really just kind of depends, but again, it's something that gets people to stop and engage. And okay, so those are the do's, okay? Don't sit on your phone. I kind of already said that, but it's just very tacky. And if I walk by and you are on your phone as a shopper, I'm gonna keep going to the next booth. I'm not gonna stop.
I have the same comment that I said earlier about the sitting thing. If someone's on their phone, like, again, their stuff is what's going to entice me. And of course, like, if I had a question, they ignored me because they're sitting on their phone, that's an entirely different thing. But if someone's on their phone, I walk up and they put their phone down when I walk up, that's a different thing. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I don't know.
Stop. Because you appear to be too busy and busy doing something else and not engaged in the event, okay? Also, well, I'm going to talk about that next. So we'll move on. Table displays, okay? Oh, another don't. Don't attack people with all of the questions and all of, like, trying to throw the opportunity at them, trying to throw booking parties at them. Like, let them just browse and ask them what their favorite fragrance is. How long?
So then do you have products at the table? Then you should have products on your table for them to be able to look at and browse and question. Okay.
How have they been using Scentsy? Like, what's their favorite product? Get to know them a little bit better, okay? In those types of conversations, then you can kind of throw out, like, when I have somebody that's always, when they're able to tell me a lot about Scentsy at events and they're like, oh my gosh, I love this, I've been using it this long and I have this, and this. I'm like, girlfriend, why are you not a consultant? So it naturally led into that, and it's not a, hey, this is my join opportunity, you want to join my team, blah, 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 because there are consultants like that, and it is so icky, and it's one of the reasons why they don't allow direct sales at events.
They shouldn't in general, because even if you're not being forward about it, it is your ultimate goal by collecting people's information so that you can then talk to them and be like, oh, you want to buy something? Hey, you seem to buy something, at least once a month. You should totally do this along with me. Or, how's your day going? Oh, you're having a stressful day? See, my day's perfect because I am in the best business in the world and my day is never bad. I literally have perfect days every day because I'm in this business. So you should join as well, and then you would have a perfect day all the time, and this is totally not fake. This is real, because I'm told to say, it's totally real. And I think that another reason why MLM businesses are not allowed at vendor events is because, again, vendor events are usually put on for the community, for people in their community to share their local homemade, handmade goods, which people in MLMs did not create. They don't get a say on the price, the packaging, the products, none of it. They can't even take pictures of more than one product on their display. That You know, you have compliance telling you what you can and can't do. The only thing at vendor events, you know, you have to follow the event coordinator's rules and whatnot. But however you want to put on your display, however many pictures you want to take, like, that's up to you. The prices you want to set, that's up to you.
There's a lot of people who don't allow direct sales at events because of people like that. Don't be that person, okay? Don't be that person. Next, table displays. You don't want everything flat on a table. And you don't want it overcrowded, because when things are overcrowded, it's kind of like why people don't go to Ross and Marshalls and things like that. I mean, I love those types of stores. But there are some people that are like, it's too much going on. It's not clear. I don't want to have to dig through stuff, okay? So if that means bringing less stuff, bring less stuff. But you also want to create heights, because you don't want everything at one level. You want their eyes doing this, okay? And this is an interior decorating skill. You want heights with displays, okay? So you can get some tabletop stands, you can get some shelving to go up, just to create those different heights. You can do bins, and like there's just so many different ways. And coordinate your display, okay? Put all your farmhouse stuff together. Put all the Disney collection together, whether it's wall fans and warmers, like kind of put all of those things together. Coordinate the different things. Put your glam stuff together. Put your religious stuff together. And just don't overcrowd the table. I see it so often and I'm just like, ugh. And from experience of watching and doing so many events, I see people and they will walk right by something like that, okay?
Some people, maybe because the product just doesn't entice them. Maybe that's why they're walking by. You can't just make assumptions that people don't like something because you personally don't like it. Doesn't mean that every other person in the world doesn't like it.
Okay. Overall, have fun. Have fun. Be there to meet people. Be there to get your name out and put a face into the community that you are a Scentsy consultant and that you are a high-spirited, you know, just feel-good type of person. Like when they leave out of your booth, or even if they don't come in your booth, but they pass by, you want to leave them with the feeling of, man, I like, you know, she was really nice. I really liked her. And just give them that, you know, feel good feeling. Because it's like I say, your brand is how you leave people feeling. Like your smile.
Well, yeah, because when it comes to Scentsy, I mean, you are competing with, you know, tens of other people in your community, hundreds of other people in your city, thousands of other people in your state, millions of other people in your country. Like, yeah, you really are the brand. You are competing with so many people who sell the exact same product as you. Again, there are a bunch of other people who sell jewelry online, but obviously you have a special, unique thing that makes you special because you do something different. You know, a bunch of other people hand knit blankets, but yours is a little bit different and special because of the different thing that you do. Or maybe, you know, your prices are a little bit different because of whatever, like, or your marketing is different because you make something totally unique and different. You're not competing against millions of other people selling the exact same product, also trying to get other people to also sell the exact same product. That is the one thing about being a small business owner. You're not trying to recruit people to also sell your product, which is very nice, very pleasant. You're just truly letting the items speak for themselves and also giving them a voice versus, oh, the products speak for themselves, but I have to give the opportunity a voice.
Is your trademark, your personality. Oh wait, oh my gosh. It's one of my favorite quotes. And I just forgot it just like that. It's the Jay Danzy quote. Jay Danzy quote. Your smile is your business card. Your personality is something. but the way you leave people feeling becomes your brand. Oh my gosh, I know that by heart all the time, and it just went. But anyways, you can look it up if you don't know exactly what I'm saying. But anyways, just wanted to share those tips with you because we are coming into big event season, but these tips will help you get some of these smaller events now, and even help you into the spring and summer for those events. I personally do not do outdoor events in the summer because y'all, wax melts and it's just too hot and I melt. Okay, I love the heat, but I don't want to be swampy out there. Okay, that's not fun for me. I get cranky when I am sweating all over the place. Okay, I only want to be sweating if I'm on a hike or working out. I don't want to be out there sweating when I'm trying to share what I do with people. So I hope you guys have a great evening on this Tuesday. I'm about to go cook dinner. Bye, you guys.
Bye, Scentsy lady. Speaking of hot and humid, we are getting into the hot months and already in this room with these lights and the computer and everything, it is hot in here. So I feel like going into the summer, filming's gonna be needing to be done earlier than what I'm filming right now, or later in the evening, or pretty early in the morning is probably what I'm gonna have to go with. Anyways, so she did a whole spiel about the products and making sure it looks good and all this, but yet started out with you don't have to have products. Like, it's okay to not have products. You're not there to make a sale. But again, you're a sales business. You're there to sell the product because, and another comment I'm going to make about people who own their own business, they know the ins and outs of everything. They know everything that goes into the product. They can answer every question that needs to be answered versus they're not really taught everything that needs to be answered. They're like, oh, you'll learn it on the way. It doesn't matter. Just get out there and look like you're having fun. Just have fun and everyone will join you. Sometimes people have specific questions, especially about scents, because some people are highly sensitive or highly allergic to certain scents or pheromones or ingredients, and if you don't have the answer to these people, they're just going to walk away, and you've lost a sale because you decided that knowing the ins and outs, knowing the information about the products that you sell is not as important as just having fun. So that's also just another aspect to this. The moral of this story, of this video for sure, is MLM should not be allowed at vendor events because it's just not, you're not a small business. You don't need to get your name out there because you paid a store gate cost versus someone who has spent months to years handcrafting items to sell to their community to get their name out there. And now they have to compete against $1 million business that has this pretty put together, professional looking product. And I'm not saying that small businesses can't have professional looking products, but sometimes they look humble and homemade, and that's the charm to them. People who go to these events are excited to go. They want to get their name out there. It's something they look forward to. MLMers go there so that they can just kind of push that part off to somebody else so that they can make money off of those people going to vendor events. That's the true evolution of an MLMer versus someone who is just truly trying to get their name out there. And now they have to compete with, big businesses. And that's just not fair. Alright, you guys, I made it through the video. It's sick. I feel like I've been talking a lot. My throat hurts. I definitely gotta go lay down. So if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you really, really liked it, please subscribe. Let's talk anything and everything Scentsy in the comments below. And until my next video, I will see you guys then. Bye!